Thank you.
All right, let's go ahead. We have dispensed with some of the formalities here, but I'll go ahead and call to order. We have 4 of our council members present tonight. Council member Eck is not on Zoom. I just sent her a text message. Hopefully she'll be joining us shortly. Ryan, would you give us a heads up if you see her join? We have one item from the last council meeting. We're going to go ahead and discuss. The public is welcome if there's anyone on to ask questions or comment. We don't have a public comment portion. So we'll just go ahead with this discussion item. And Ryan, explain why this is a discussion item. We're still going to take a vote. Let me know if I have to ask for a motion. I guess I still do. This isn't a resolution, but what I've asked Ryan to do is kind of give us an overview of where this whole process has been on the bonds with Zions Bank, where we're at right now, and what remains in this whole bond process. Ryan, you want to give us 2-minute report, and then we'll entertain some questions and comments.
All right, and Christina is here, just so that you're aware. She's on. You can probably see my screen here. It is a discussion item to discuss, and we have already approved you've already approved the parameters resolution, which gives the mayor the authority to sign bonds as we issue. But as discussed, we're bringing this back to the council for another review and look at before we proceed forward with the bonds. Just on here, and I'm sharing the screen here. The next steps, the mayor and I have met with the ratings presentation with S&P Global. We did that last week, and we should see a bond rating hopefully by the end of this week, but that's kind of an estimated time frame. So we're waiting to hear back on our rating. We're expecting an A- rating based on our coverage and based on our current credit amount. We just don't have a lot of debts. And in the current market, that's kind of where we're looking. Best case, we get an A, but we're kind of expecting to see an A- rating come through. Best we could have gotten, even if we bought an insurance, was probably a AA. AAA is reserved for the state and some very few that receive that. So anyway, but that'll still be good rating for us. We have finished, or we will finish the preliminary offer statement. That is what we will offer, and there might, because this is a market, it's like selling stocks or bonds on a market. So there is some parts of this that are market driven. And if our buyer for our market decides certain things, it may change that offer statement because they may negotiate a few different pieces. But that should go out. We would look to open the market between April 8th and April 15th for the sale of our bonds. And then we would close and receive the delivery of those funds by April 29th. And once we receive that, and it's not on here, but once we receive that, we would issue a notice to proceed to Strata Networks, and they could begin construction within 60 to 90 days of that date. So anyway, that's kind of giving you an outline. We did want to come back, make sure for our purposes and everybody, so that we're all transparent on what our next steps are. We have brought this back for a vote. I think we just, in all the excitement of last council meeting, this just kind of got skipped. I don't think there was ever any intent. We finished a lot of the bonds. We did go on to the recorder and treasurer position. It was just sandwiched in the middle. So no intent to have it missed. It just was there. It was in your packet. So anyway, that's why we're bringing it back, and we appreciate being able to meet with you. And I'm willing to take any questions that any of you might have on it.
Brent, unmute yourself there.
There we go. Yeah, I just at one time we thought we may not make the 8.5 million, or might be under that. What do you think our chances are of getting the 8 million out in bonds, or are we going to have to come up with some from the city to go along with this? Where are we at with that, or am I confused?
No, you're great question. So the 8.5 was the parameters. We never actually expected to go that far. So the 8 million is what we're shooting for. And we expect to be based on market. The interest rate has risen a little bit. And as it goes up in basis points, our amount we can get will come down. But we're expecting to be about 7.5 million that we would get. And so the city would put in 500,000 into the project that then we would basically lend to the project and pay back as it went. At least that's the design at this point.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Anyone else? I don't hear any questions.
Just question about our bond rating. Sorry, that's the first time I've known what our current bond rating is. Do we have any historical record of what our bond rating has been in the past?
Because we haven't taken out a bond in the past 25 plus years, we don't have one, and that's one of the weaknesses of not having a lot of bond debt and going to the rating agency. We just don't have a rating, and so we know that this is kind of in line with other cities that are doing the same thing. So I think Lehigh was an A, if I'm not mistaken. So a lot of the other ones are in this A to A minus range. So it is within market of our other cities, but we just don't have a rating. So that's why this is a process.
Great, thank you.
Yep.
Any other questions for Ryan?
I got one more. This came to my mind. We have a bond rating, and we will establish a bond rating. Does the project we're bonding for have any bearing on the buyer's interest, or is it more the rating that they're looking for and really don't care what we're using the money for, or do they put it all together and think about it?
No, part of our presentation is the project. So it is foreseeing the project. It's foreseeing our financial situation. They have our financials. So they're seeing a full picture, but we are specifically asking for a rating for this bond. If we came back and asked for another bond at another time, I think it would be helpful to have a rating that they could go off of, but this is specifically for this project and bond.
Council, any other comments or questions? Ryan, I just have one, and maybe you don't know the answer. If not, I'll ask Mark at Zions Bank. I want to buy one bond so I can say I have a fiber bond, Providence fiber bond. And then keep it and then pass it on to my son or one of my kids.
You will have to ask Mark.
Okay.
I do know that we would contact a kind of a wholesaler,
Yeah.
and we're expecting that these would be bought in chunks by institutional investors, institutional
Right.
being large entities. But I think if you got with your broker and he knew the time that they were selling, it's possible. I do have some that I know that have city bonds inside of it, and they have purchased those. So if you don't purchase it on the initial offering, I'll bet you can buy it later.
It would probably help if I were a Zions Bank customer.
I don't know that would make a difference.
Okay.
Mayor, why don't you just buy 10,000 of them while you're at it? Just go all in.
Because I'm not as well off as you are, Josh.
No, so I'm not buying 10,000. I'm just upgrading to fiber, but
I just want one. I'm chomping at the bit for fiber because our service is, they've been out. I've had a technician out 4 times in the past couple months. The last thing they swapped out the modem, and it's still doing the same thing. I can't wait, I'll tell you.
They do come in $1,000 increments. So when you talk about 10,000, keep in
Right.
mind that you are talking about $1,000 increments.
Right.
So I've had probably 3 or 4 or more neighbors ask me if they could go door to door so that we could be first for fiber.
Yes,
I'm like, just wait. There'll be a way to sign up soon.
the
So
website
what's
is
that
ready.
process looking like?
The website is ready, and we will deploy it. Should be able to be deployed. Actually, if everything goes well, it could be deployed tomorrow. So we have it ready. I've inspected it. I signed the city building up, so we were the first one to sign. But yes, that site is ready. I do have a link to it, and we're just getting a few other little things in helping in the marketing of rolling it out. But yeah, we're ready to roll it out. So watch for it. You'll get an email from me with a link, and we'll put it on our Facebook, and hopefully you can share it from there. And then if somebody wants to go with that link, house to house, that's the way we're going to go. We're going to see who can come online and get the most sign-ups, and then we'll design from there and build it out.
Well, I have to tell you, those comments were totally unsolicited. It was people saying, well, when is it coming? Do I need to go door to door? When is it coming? You know, so it was not even me saying that it would be neighborhoods, you know, who had the most interest first. It's
I've
interesting.
had somebody ask today, I do get those kind of questions as well. It's coming.
Mayor, I just worry that you're going to buy them all up and there won't be a competitive market out there.
If I buy them all up, I'll probably have to pay a premium price to snatch the whole issue up. I want to frame it too.
It would be a good investment, tax benefit, because it is tax. It has a tax advantage. Could be a good rate as far as the premium and the note and the coupon. So it's going to be good. It's going to be good, but not too good, because we still do have a good rating. So.
Okay. Anything else, council? All right. I'll just go ahead and call for a vote. All in favor?
Wait, was there a motion?
Do we need a motion, Ryan? Because this isn't a resolution. Or is it?
Yeah, I think a motion's always good, so we
All right,
know
let's call for a
what they're voting on. Yeah.
All right. I need a motion to approve the bond issue on the agenda.
I would say approve the next steps.
Approve the
That's
next
what we're
step.
looking for is approval of the next steps as presented.
Okay, I'll make
Approval
a
of the next
motion.
steps. You mean the 6 steps on here, or yeah?
Correct.
Approve
make
the
a-
remaining 5 steps on this that was presented.
I'll make a motion that we approve the 6 steps that have been presented, the remaining 5 steps for the bond.
Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Motion from Council Member Kirk, second from Council Member Eck. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I
Aye.
Nays? Hearing none, passes unanimously. All right, I need a motion to close the council meeting unless there's further discussion. Oh, I forgot to ask Ryan, did we have any members of the public that wanted to weigh in?
I don't see any members of the public. I would just give you an update if real quickly. We talked about names for the treasurer and the recorder. Those offers have been made, and we have had acceptance. Ty has accepted the recorder position, and Natalie has accepted the treasurer position. So we are moving forward. We're excited for them to join our team. And so anyway, they should start. Natalie starts on the 5th and Ty starts the next week. So we're really excited to have them. Anyway, just letting you know.
Oh,
Thank you,
Ryan, at the
Ryan.
next council meeting, you'll have them present so you can introduce them.
I hope so. Yes, that's my plan.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Ryan, for doing that. Thank you.
Very good.
So I'll make a motion that we close the meeting.
Motion to close the meeting from
I'll second
Councilmember
it.
Kirk, second from Councilmember Speth. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Nay, anyone? Unanimous. Have a good evening, all of you folks.
You too.
Thank
Thank
you.
you all.
Alrighty.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
Thanks.
Good night.